guess Vic Falls was the big call for me to begin with.
I'd never been to Victor Falls before, so for me it was a first, and it was amazing. Okay, obviously, maybe as a tourist, it was lovely to arrive. The accommodation. It appealed to me that it's actually a tour, so it was organised, and we didn't really have to, decide anything self and consider if it was safe.
To find someone who would provide a trip that came from there to Cape Town overland and provide me a challenge was I guess the most exciting thing for me.
There we go. Now we know where we're going. Hey.
For me, it was an adventure and the unknown. Having not really been to Africa before, I wanted to throw myself into it. And I didn't want a nice sort of comfortable holiday.
Well, I was lucky enough years and years ago to spend 2 years in Africa, and I'd always wanted to go back, but I never had an excuse, right? I never had a good reason. And then I saw this trip and I realized how kind of a chance to reminisce in a continent that I hadn't been in so many years, and also the trip looked fascinating, and the few interactions that I had with Hank were all really positive and upbeat, and I figured, what the hell?
Hey Toby, how's it going?
For me, the highlight, I think, was seeing the elephants, because I have a thing about elephants and I absolutely love them. Seeing them in their natural environment, just wandering around the street, and that really made the trip for me. The riding, very tough, I'd say, in places. Some places not so bad, and others was quite tough.
I was so pleased that I did this. I think the first part of the trip was a good tester for people and to push them to their boundaries, which it did. There was a couple of places there where you really had to dig deep, and which is good really, and it's good that it was in the beginning of the trip, because it sort of sets the benchmark, and everything after that was easy.
So I had no idea what to expect, and for me I was thinking it would just be more of like a rough and ready type thing, but actually I think we've somehow managed to merge this adventure with quite a nice holiday, and many nights were in very nice places indeed. And again, it was a nice mixture, and not knowing what to expect, whether you're going to be in a nice place with a pool and an amazing meal, or somewhere like this, which is just, I mean, there's certainly no Wi-Fi here, it's in the middle of nowhere, but it's a different experience every night.
I think the 1250 is an incredible bike. I have one at home, and it makes it so much more fun to be able to do. The terrain is challenging, sandy, rocky, You know, I guess, and it'll be a whole different in the winter. You know, when the rains are there, it'll be so I'm kind of mindful to do it twice. You know, to have that fun. Maybe just to actually stay on a bike for the whole trip would be a good thing as well. But yeah, the GS I think is a great bike for this trip. A GS 1200 or GSE.
Well, I think always when a group of people that have a common reason for being there often, the motorcycles particularly, so you're already starting on some common ground. And we're a diverse group by nationality, but not by mentality. I think everybody was here to have fun and have an adventure, and that's what we got. And I think we bonded. Yeah, there's some ups and downs, of course, but that's part of the colour of relationships. But I think we have made some friends, and certainly we're plan to go and visit some of them following this trip. So yeah,
Lots of laughs.
Yeah,
Lots of laughs.
lots of laughs. Yeah,
And
yeah.
good stories.
The staff, however, they don't much.
Yeah, with bike trips, you sort of, I've had this before, and you come up against people that you naturally click with a little bit. Mike being exactly the same age as me, comes from a different country, but similar interests, which is great. And you need somebody to be with sometimes, like, rather than waddling around by yourself all the time.
Each place, there was a couple of really crazy places that we ran into, which was just sand up to our knees, and me wandering around in the desert, like hypothermic, but I was taken care of, and so that was just one part experience,
There's not many people who are willing to go out and ride motorbikes and do this sort of thing at our age, and it's good to find somebody who actually does that, because you will always get on with those people, whether it be in a riding situation or it doesn't matter what it is, because you have similar interests.
I suppose from a highlight perspective, enjoying the outcome of adversity and overcoming it is always a highlight for me. Okay, I don't necessarily like the process, but I love a tough day on the bike and then getting to the end of the day all in one piece and all's well in the world as far as I'm concerned. That is the real highlight for me.
Ride Expedition has a huge experience. How can they organize a nice tour, such a nice tour like this one? And also they know to manage the level of the people, depend if somebody riding just a few and or if somebody has the experience, so they can manage this. Everybody can feel really happy in this tour.
Let me extend into the team. Having the equipment, having the area to go is one thing, but having people that can support you and adapt to your requirements as you're traveling is absolutely fundamental. I think that there are personalities on board all these trips with different subtleties in their life, their business life, their personal life, and so forth. Even in moments of adversity, the team pulled together, but they can only pull together by good leadership. And I think in this group, leadership has been exceptional.
What you get here is sort of a raw experience and an adventure. It's not like a really comfortable holiday. Wouldn't recommend it for someone that wants a predictable and comfortable holiday, but I don't think that's why anyone on this trip have come for this. So for me, it's the adventure.
I think the high and low are the same, right? So on the one hand is struggling with the sand, which was the low, and ending up in the truck because I just couldn't manage the sand, and then the paranoia of the following day, wondering if I'd be able to actually carry it through, and being able to do that, and that was the high.
I don't know how you can put into words the day we transported through the Botswana border, and damaged bikes and getting them on the trailer and managing to keep the group together in difficult challenges, and that's exceptional, and that's an experience. Some people expect it to be like everything perfect, but these are not perfect. These are imperfect projects that you're delivering, and we all have to be able to adapt and manage, but it can all be done with good leadership. So, credit to your business.
Well, I think the accommodation has been excellent, really.
Yeah.
I think you have to somewhat modify your expectation, I think, with regards to some of the utilities and things like that, because you're coming into the wilds of Africa. If you expect to get exactly what you get at home, then you probably come with the wrong mindset. You've got to come with an open mind and be amazed at the scenery, and be super surprised at the quality of accommodation, given where it is.
Exactly.
It's literally middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
and how they make these places function is beyond me, to be quite honest.
But all in all, I thought you all guys did a fantastic job. What a great team you did. Is how you keep the patience and not get upset, and just everything doesn't seem to worry too much. Just get on with the job. That's a bit of a gift. That in the face of, I've seen what you've had to put up with, is a lot.
For me, believe it or not, which was a great highlight, and I said this numerous times to Tanya, was to arrive at your room and your suitcase is waiting for you, or your luggage is waiting for you.
Yeah.
It's cheating, really, at the end of the day, because that don't add to the adversity. It makes it almost too easy.
The surprise to me has been South Africa, and the trip that we've had today, and the last couple of days actually has been really surprising in terms of the majesty of the ranges and the beauty of the riding. It's really it's a spectacular country.
Yeah, we really enjoyed to improve our skill level for riding, but I saw the most highlight was the most difficult riding places in Zimbabwe and Botswana. It was very tough, and we absolutely enjoyed it.
It was amazing 200 kilometers.
And coming into South Africa, I don't know, I've never been to South Africa before. I sort of assumed it would be less wild, there'd be more civilization, but it's sort of been the opposite, right? And some of the roads here have been spectacular. And it's a really good place to sort of end the tour here, right? I don't think I would have wanted to do it the other way around and end the tour on a 200-kilometer gravel road.
This tour was really amazing.
Yeah. For example, I lost something in Zimbabwe. We have to back now.
So we don't want to go back to Cape Town. We try to turn back and go to the starting point from Victoria Falls.
You can have all the best locations and the best machinery and best weather and all the other things, but if you don't have the best people looking after you, it's going to fail, I think. And I think you can cope with all the adversities if you've got people there to help and guide you, and that's what we got.
Well, it helps a lot with the atmosphere as well, that you have nice people.